The council have been working in partnership with 80 Dominion Riding for the last 5 years to regenerate the estate, and up to now it's been a great success, because one of the key things is that we've actually completed phase 1. We've actually built the first phase of properties and moved people in, and once we've done that and this is a success, then we can roll on to the other phases.
I've lived on Greenman for 8 years, and my experience on Greenman is very positive, as the memories and experiences have enabled me to go throughout life. So there's a theory put together by a sociologist, group sociologist, entitled the broken glass theory. It's the view that if a community is run down, if a community is not looking presentable, if it's a mess, then those that are committing crimes are gonna have the perception that nobody cares about the community. So if I'm making sure that the walls are clean, that the place is not being littered, then when people see that it's more presentable, they are less likely to commit crime, because they know that you care about the community.
It was really interesting to see the demolition of the old place, even though it was a bit sad, but it's a progress, and it was a journey that was taken, and it has been for the best, I think, because we've all gained a new place and we're all living happily now.
The residents of Greenman Lane have really had an impact on the design of where they're going to live. So right from the start we worked really closely with the London Borough of Ealing and the resident steering group, looking at the design of the new estate.
Residents have taken a very active interest throughout. They've had a lot of input into the design process, and it is really important to get their feedback, because you hear things that you don't grasp by visiting occasionally or working here a few days. People who live here are aware of the issues, and they can feed into that design process.
Community involvement plays a big role in creating a good community.
It's very important actually that residents get involved in the regeneration. You can get your point of view across, and you learn a lot actually as well from the regen, and also you sort of like get to know everybody in the community, which is really good as well. It develops a community spirit.
So old Greenman Lane had lots of one-bed units, and we're actually creating more family-sized accommodation, but we're also building properties for sale, so that the actual whole feel is a different experience, and we're creating a mixed environment with the hope of people actually wanting to buy to live on Greenman Lane. Will just completely change how the whole area is viewed, I think, within the community.
The impact of the development is going to be a huge benefit to West Ealing. The design itself allows a link between north of the railway straight through to Uxbridge Road and West Ealing shops through the design. The improvement in the quality of the housing stock in the area, more diverse community.
It's a great product, brand new flats, very efficient, cost effective to run, but also is security, feeling safe in your home. So it's to do with the equipment that we installed, the layout, the design of the building, the structure, and how light and bright the properties are.
Oh, the space in the flats are lovely. Everything has been laid out and I think utilised brilliantly, haven't they?
Yes, indeed.
Well-equipped kitchens. In terms of the flow of the properties and the light, as I said before, the heating and the economies of it, it's just, It ticks every box.
What we did, arguably, on the electrical and mechanical side was to build a district heating system rather than putting individual boilers in everybody's dwelling. The advantages are, A, I don't have to disturb the residents every year to service a gas boiler, because I do all that at the central point. Carbon reduction, we've met the government's targets for carbon reduction. If there is a change in energy provision, I can do it a lot easier at one central point rather than at 739 points. And because we are on site managing it on a day-to-day basis, we can ensure that we maximise the efficiency and run the system to meet the needs of the residents.
I
think because the units are quite small and it's not a huge sprawling 14-floor building, it is a little bit more personal, and you are starting to see the same people on the stairwells and the same people using the lift, which is nice.
I mean, you can see your neighbour better than how the old one was. The old one was sort of like built in a way that you couldn't really, look over and see your neighbour. This one's got like, the balcony and the terrace bit really help because you can see, your neighbour from left to right, when you come out.
The summer activities have been a real hit. Had some fantastic feedback from not just the children that have been predominantly involved, but certainly sort of parents as well. It's great to see that there has been a provision for young people.
I've lived on Green Man Lane for over 10 years now, so it's been really fun because the community is like really, really friendly. So we've got Gabs here he's a graffiti artist, and he came here and he was doing lessons for all of us to do, and this is the result of everything. Everyone coming together and doing something for the community to make it look better.
With the community cafe, that will be for the residents of Green Man Lane, but also we're hoping to attract other residents from local area, and I think that will just make sure that the residents feel more engaged in the area.
The new community cafe is a very nice building. The old building is old and there's a lot of problems with it. It's actually the worst part of it is it's right at the back of the estate. The new community cafe is open. It's right in the centre of everything, and it's more inviting, and people will enjoy coming to there.
The cafe is a really good idea. I think the cafe will bring a lot of the community together because it was really sort of nice the way they had the cafe and then they had the play session upstairs for the younger ones. So it was something for the younger one to do, and also for the parents to just relax down and have a cup of coffee without worrying about your child sort of saying come mummy, because it was just completely different to other cafe that you down the high street. So hopefully they'll do more of let the cafe keep running.
We had the pop-up restaurant there, Coco La Belle, for a week. It's the disappointment that it was only there for a week at the end of the day, so they're really looking forward to something coming in there more permanently and a real sort of community hotspot being generated, because that's kind of what the potential of it is. So it's residents are really looking forward to that, and with the new play equipment now installed and some more activities in the pipeline, it's exciting times.
As a family person, you'll come in, you'll pre-book your kids in to some kind of kids activity. Someone will take your kids off your hands. You can order your food without having to shout over anybody, and you can enjoy some great music, great quality live music to go along with the quality food.
If there are other parents thinking about coming down, I'd say, you've got to get yourself down there. It's relaxing, it's a very friendly environment, and it's lots of fun. The kids enjoy themselves, and you get a little bit of time to yourself, and the food's amazing, so do it. Once
the work is completely done, the development can bring the community closer together. So finger crossed that everyone could be happy and cheerful.
It's a very nice place to come and live. Lots of shops and sites to come and see.
I think that's our aspiration really, is to ensure that the residents continue to shape the future development, actually live happily and healthy lifestyles, in the current development, and actually have an impact and input into the types of events and the type of involvement and engagement that they want to have.
Right, and I think sometimes moving into a new property where it's all white, all clean, you can put your own stamp on it. So it's nice, you're not inheriting anybody else's memories, you're just bringing your own.
When I was younger, there were many people that didn't like to say they were from Green Man. The reason being because of the attachments that it had, the labels that people were given to Green Man. But because it's developing, people would want to be known to live in Green Man because of how good it looks, how established it is.
The vision actually that we saw first inspired everybody, and we all looked forward to that. And with the new development continuing, it is going to be a very nice place to look at and to live in.